Majo John Madden Juanito. I'm going to make this video to try to get myself clear. And we'll see how we use it. I am one intimacy-starved character. For 30 years, I believed that I had bipolar disorder and took drugs that had me semi-comatose. I did not want to get close to people because I felt like broken, damaged goods. On June 26, 2019, it went away. Everything went away, and I cleared out. What I called it waking up. I had a spectacular relationship with a temporary roommate, a guy named Eric Freeman, who I took in off the street. We were best buddies. We had so much fun together. We brought out, in some ways, the best in each other. He brought out the wildness in me, which needed to happen, and I tamed him. He was a guy of the streets, and there were some ways that I gentled him. We were good for each other. When the COVID hit, I took off from Asheville and was invited up to the mountains to take the walk-in basement apartment of a dear friend of mine. But we were observing super strict COVID precautions, social distancing, and we had shortly before confided too much to each other about that we were into each other, and she was married and trying to stay married. So we barely talked. We knew that it was dangerous for us to develop a relationship ×2. And for the 3 months I was there, we never had a real conversation. I never went upstairs. She never came downstairs. No, barely talked. Then I traveled in a camper van for 4 years. 5 years, 1 year up in the high mountains, and then 4 years in Southwest US, and 2 years, including 2 years in Mexico, with a dog, mostly places where I knew nobody. Loneliness and isolation were part of the game. I was happy. I was unremittingly happy because I no longer felt like damaged goods, and because I was living out such a wonderful adventure and had this spectacular dog with me and met wonderful people along the way, but mostly didn't get tight. This afternoon I was telling my buddy Tom about Chief Ranger Marciano Day of the Tennessee State Ranger Association, Roan Mountain State Park, and about the long conversations we would have about the law, the dialectic between law and rules or self-expression. And I got super excited and realized how little of that I've had. In El Diamante, Mexico, I was there for 3 months and got embedded in an extended family that ran a restaurant. And they really took me in. It was mostly Spanish speaking, and my Spanish was not great yet. But they took me the way I was, and I was there a lot every day, and I really got to know that cast of characters. That's the most indelible memory I have from Mexico, because we were there all the time. And Alia, 45-year-old mom and wife, we got the tightest. For whatever reason, we gravitated towards each other. When I had a dog bite, she mended my wound, tended my wound every day. We would argue. She had what I regarded as a bunch of irrational fears about the big town of Martinez, 60,000 people, and even the little town of 6,000, Vega de Alator. And we would argue because she thought she saw danger where I didn't see danger. And we would battle, and we'd get through it. I miss her a lot. I've been back in touch with her a little bit, but it doesn't work online. In Cozumel, my buddy Diego Caro played in the clubs and was enormously talented. And I would go to his gigs and dance, and we would We had 2 meals, and he was endlessly interested in my stories. He just wanted to hear my stories. And then 2 things happened. I left Cozumel, and he fell in love and invested all his energy in this girl and just really stopped replying to me. Tom and I have enormous conversations, and I realized when I got off the phone with him today that I was shaking. That conversation was so intense, so real. I shoot videos. I do lots of monologues, teaching, reflecting, but it doesn't have the intensity, the back and forth of a real conversation. And I've been hungry for it. I picture it as coming from a lover, but it doesn't have to be. That's just one of the images I have. But I've been a little excessively fixated on finding a lover. It's been addictive. What I really want is intimacy. I crave intimacy. I have 2 nurses here tonight, so I've talked elsewhere about I've thrown my energy at massage girls in Playa del Carmen and nurses for the last 6 months as I've been sick. And they're in role. It's almost baked in that it's not going to go anywhere, that it's temporary. I have 2 nurses here that I may not see. It's possible neither of them will I see after tonight, because I'm checking out of this place on Tuesday, and this is Sunday night. And one of them, Tawanda, I have her email already. I had a lot of energy for her when I was pursuing her because I was kind of infatuated with her. But when I stopped initiating, she wasn't initiating. And it's kind of, there's not much left anymore. So why? Well, I'm not even sure I'm going to say goodbye. I don't know how to do it. And Jeremy is a super sharp nurse who I was so impressed with when I first got here, but he hasn't been here for quite a while. And our relationship hasn't grown, and it's been obvious the last 3 days that he is in role. He is. We've had a couple of fun little moments where we confided stuff that you don't confide to everybody else, but mostly I've been yelling at him for calling me sir, but he's in role. I'm a patient of his. So I've said to him, I want to get your email. I want to invite you to my birthday party, etc. But why? That relationship is not growing. No. I crave the back and forth, crave the intensity, and obviously fear it, right? I mean, there have been situations, there's been a lot of situations, the travel, the language, the illness. There's been a lot in the way. Now that there is less in the way, it exposes my terror of intimacy. My 2 big relationships, my marriage and Jennifer, the love of my adult life, neither of those worked very well. I've had some other affairs that worked really, really well, did not have such lofty aspiration, and we just took them for what they were, and some of them were amazing. That's part of the secret, I think. Take it for what it is. Don't try to create something. Don't aim for something that's not there. Be there with what is there. I'm pretty smart, aren't I? I know a lot. I know a lot about relationships. Yeah, like, do I have the guts to do it? Do I have the know-how? Do I even have the know-how? No, I'm ignorant. One of my favorite song lyrics was Sarah Bareilles, where she sings, I'm underprepared, but I'm willing. Even better. Well, Annie up, Madden. How willing are you? We'll see. Isn't that what we say, Tom? We'll see. We'll see.